Holy flippity flip flop flap and smokes, everyone. The crash has already started. It is time to wake up. Things are happening right now, and we need to understand, will things get worse, how to prepare, and what is really behind this stock market crash that is happening right now. That's exactly what we're going to get into in today's video, so let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Well, look at this, everyone. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 800 points today, down 2.38%. The S&P 500 down 2.81%. And the Nasdaq got absolutely obliterated today, down 3.95%. And if you look here at Tesla, they got absolutely smashed today, down 12%. Now, if we check out Bitcoin's price here, we can see here it hit a low of around 37,700. And here I'm using FTX. That's what I like to use to see the live price action of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, while we're on the topic of Bitcoin, you're probably thinking, what is a reputable, safe, and cost-effective exchange or app to buy and sell Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Well, that's where I'm proud to work with today's video sponsor, FTX. You've probably seen many other YouTubers and iconic public figures like Tom Brady and Stephen Curry partnering with FTX, and that's for good reason. FTX is trusted by over 6 million users and is one of the largest cryptocurrency companies in the US. It's a safe and regulated way to buy or sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets. And the reason I love using the FTX app is because it's much cheaper than other exchanges. With no fixed minimum fee on transactions where other platforms normally charge minimum $2 to $3. There's also no ACH transaction fees, and you can also set up recurring buys directly from your bank account for dollar cost averaging strategies like I do, because nobody can time the market. They also have a great crypto-friendly debit card where you can spend cryptocurrency at millions of merchants worldwide. They also have a great section in their app where you can stay up to date with the latest news in the market so you can act quickly, and they also have a news feed where you can stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrency projects. If you're wanting to download the app, I'll put a link in the description. When you use code MICHAELCOWAN, you can start earning cryptocurrency for every trade over $10. Thanks for FTX for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the content. Okay, everyone, so we know money's fleeing stocks and crypto right now. So where is the money going and what is holding up in this current market? Well, everyone, once again, it is gold. Even though gold isn't, skyrocketing today, it is still holding up. It's up 0.14%, but it's definitely better than down, 3.95% with the Nasdaq, or 2.8% with the S&P 500, or 5% with Bitcoin. And this is why I always say you want to have a bit of gold in your portfolio to protect yourself against these downturns. But here, people, is where the big money is flowing, the 10-year US Treasury. When yields fall, that means bond prices are going up. And we can see here the 10-year US Treasury yield over the past few days, it has fallen from almost 3%. It has fallen now to around 2.75%. I think the biggest money is going right now, because we've seen pretty much an everything crash over the past couple of weeks, is cold hard dollars. Look at this, everyone. The dollar index has gone from a low of around $90 all the way up to now the DXY, the dollar index, is at 102. This is what I warned about. When the Federal Reserve starts lifting interest rates, the dollar is going to strengthen, and everything priced in the dollar, these assets are going to fall, because when the dollar goes up, that's normally pretty bearish for things like Bitcoin and gold and silver commodities, and that combined with interest rates going up is also going to be bad for assets. But you know what's funny? After all this inflation, after this huge sell-off in the markets, we've only had one 0.25% interest rate hike from the Federal Reserve. And guess what? We're going to need many, many more rate hikes to come to bring this inflation under control. Much more than they're saying of 2 to 2.5%. So what are some other things that is contributing to this crash right now? Well, there continues to be fears with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Pentagon chief calls Russia's nuclear rhetoric dangerous, and US is going to send more diplomats back to Ukraine. So there's still more fear and uncertainty with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, if it's going to turn into an all-out, global conflict, or, worst case scenario, goes nuclear. Really hope that doesn't happen, and that would, be worse than a stock market crash. But these are some of the fears in the markets right now. Also, Alphabet, Google reports weak earnings and revenue on big YouTube miss. So that's right, people, us YouTubers are feeling the pinch right now. This is something I warned you about a few months ago. I was saying I think YouTube's first quarter earnings are going to be weak because I saw the ad rates were plummeting on YouTube. And the reason why this puts a lot of fear in the markets is because YouTube is one of the big players in the indexes. They're one of the most weighted, up there with the FANG stocks. So when one of these big tech companies fall, it brings down the whole index, kind of like what happened when Tesla collapsed. It brought down the whole NASDAQ with it. So YouTube's huge miss shows digital media ad market is getting hit hard. So Google reported weaker than expected earnings and revenue, largely because of miss at YouTube. YouTube ad revenue was supposed to increase 25% according to Street Account. That number came in at 14%. So really we have four things that are hammering the markets right now. We have what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, which is causing more inflation, more uncertainty. We have China in lockdown, which is going to lead to weaker economic growth globally. We had the Federal Reserve tightening, right when the economy is looking like it's very, very likely that we are going to be entering in a recession and companies' earnings are collapsing compared to what they were in 2021. So of course, Google and Alphabet is going to come and try to save the day, and look what they're doing now. Well, they announced a $70 billion buyback, and this was because their share was collapsing after hours. As long as they're pumping their shares up, don't worry about the fundamentals. So Alphabet said on Tuesday that its board of directors authorized $70 billion in share purchases. It's a major step up from last year's authorization of $50 billion and an authorization of $25 billion in 2019. But even on this announcement, their share price is still down 2.55% in the after hours. So everyone, what you're probably wanting to know is, okay, what does all this finance jargon mean for me in simple terms? What this means is all these people that have been asking me, where's the crash, Michael? Where's the crash? Hello, we are in the middle of the crash right now. The Nasdaq is down now over 22%. The S&P 500 is on track to enter a bear market. There are hundreds of companies with their stock prices down over 70%. We're seeing China's markets collapse. And look at this, China's restructuring firms staff up for a record wave of defaults. Inflation has destroyed people's purchasing power, and they're not going to have the discretionary spending to keep fueling these companies' revenue growth. So people, it is time to prepare now before it is too late. And you can prepare simply by paying off high interest debt above 6%. What I'd really start doing now while there's high demand for labor is I'd start finding a higher paying job, and I'd also look for other ways like starting a side hustle to diversify your income. So if we do enter a recession and you lose one income source, you have another one as a backup. If you haven't already, like I've been warning, you want to start storing extra food, and you also want to start storing other daily essential items. Just write a list of what you use daily and start storing up on them as well, because they're only going to get more expensive, and also there is going to be more shortages coming. And once you've done all that and started building up some more cash on the sidelines, I hope you're getting ready, because there's going to be some life-changing opportunities coming in these markets. When the stock market really does plummet, like what happened in March 2020, this will create crazy buying opportunities. Same in cryptocurrency. I'm sure you wish you bought Bitcoin when it was around $5,000. And for those wanting to buy a home, if interest rates keep going up, hopefully we will start to see house prices come down after about 6 months, because the housing market moves very slow and there's a huge lag until we get the data. So everyone, that was just a quick update with what's going on in the markets right now. What do you think? Let me know. Again, if you want to use my link in the description, that's code MICHAELCOWAN to start buying, selling and trading cryptocurrencies with FTX. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.